You know what the scariest thing on the road is? It's not the crashes, and it's not the wild animals jumping onto the highway. The scariest thing is the silence. That ice-cold, ringing silence in the cab when the radio cuts out, and the headlights pull nothing out of the darkness but a white line rushing into nowhere. My name is Jack, and for the last 16 years, my home has been a massive Peterbilt. I've driven it across the whole of America, from the scorching heat of Arizona to the icy passes of Colorado. I've had all kinds of hauls. I've been in blizzards where you couldn't see your own hood. I've picked up hitchhikers who smelled like death. But the story I'm about to tell you didn't happen out on the road. It happened at my own home while I was on vacation. And that's exactly why I'll never pick up a CB radio again, and I'll never answer a call from an unknown number. This happened in February. I had taken a week off to spend time with my wife and daughter. You can't imagine what it's like to sleep in a real bed and not in a hammock slung behind the seats. That night, I fell into sleep like falling into a pit. The darkness was split by a phone ringing. I glanced at the screen. 3 a.m. No caller ID. My first thought was the dispatcher. Maybe an emergency load, somebody got sick, needed a route saved. I picked up the phone and muttered sleepily, "Hello?" There was noise on the line. Not just static, but the actual noise of the road. The rumble of an engine, the hiss of air in the brake lines, and breathing. Heavy, hunted breathing, like a man who'd been running and was now sitting there trying to catch his breath. I sat bolt upright in bed. The sleep was gone, just like that. "Hello, talk to me," I said, sharper this time. And then a voice, male, raspy, wound tight as a spring. Jack, listen to me. You have to do something, right now." "Who the hell is this? How did you get this number?" "Doesn't matter. Do you have an old Cobra, a 29 model, in your garage under a tarp?" My insides turned to ice. How the hell could he know that? The car, an old AC Cobra that my father and I had built together 30 years ago, really was sitting in the garage behind the house. I'd never told a soul about it. Hell, even my wife sometimes forgets it's more than just a pile of junk metal. "Listen here, pal," I snarled. "If you're looking to rob me, you picked the wrong trucker. I've got a .44 revolver in my nightstand, and I'm about to walk out into that yard with a shotgun." The voice on the line cut me off, and there was such raw animal panic ringing in it that I froze. "I don't give a damn about your gun. Shut up and listen. You have to go to the garage. Now, pull off the tarp, open the driver's side door, reach up under the dash on the passenger side. There's a brown wire and a yellow wire. You have to switch them. The parking brake has to be pulled tight. If you don't do this, she will die." "Who? Who will die?" I shouted into the phone. And then he said the words that scraped gravel across my soul. "Your daughter, Jack. Sarah." I hung up the call. My first instinct was just to end the call. My heart was pounding way up in my throat. Barefoot, I ran down the hallway into Sarah's room. I shoved the door open. The nightlight was on, pink wallpaper, posters of unicorns. The bed was empty. The covers were bunched up, but the window was closed. I screamed. I tore the whole house apart. My wife, in tears, having no idea what was happening, was running after me. Sarah was nowhere. She's 12 years old. She doesn't wander around at night. The phone rang again. This time, I answered it with pure fury, ready to kill. "Where is she? If you've touched a single hair on her head..." "Jack, shut up. This isn't a prank or a kidnapping. I'm trying to help you. Did you look under the Cobra's dash? The wiring is fused shut. If you get in that car and drive tomorrow morning, you will die. But the time loop works differently. You have to fix it right now so that tomorrow you get in the car, survive, and take Sarah to the bus station." I was stunned. "I don't know who you are, but I'm calling the cops." "You don't understand. This isn't a prediction. It's a memory. Jack, you looking at your hands? You've got a scar on your left palm, a deep one. Did you get that today?" I froze. The scar was there. "How do you..." "I've had that scar my whole life, Jack. I know every inch of your body, because I am you. I'm you 30 years from now. and I'm calling you from 2054. I laughed. I swear to God, I roared with laughter. It was hysterical, insane laughter. My daughter was missing, and some lunatic was spinning me a fantasy about time machines. Okay, I said. Let's say you're me from the future. Where is Sarah right now? Jack, I can't tell you that directly. It's a paradox. If I tell you exactly where she is, you'll act differently than I did back then, and events will shift. Then I'll never call you in the past, because there'll be no reason to. And you'll die in the Cobra tomorrow, never having found her. And she'll die later from a different cause. Fine, no sci-fi, the voice said. Pick up the landline phone in the hallway. Cursing, I walked into the hallway, where an old rotary phone was sitting on a little table. I picked up the receiver. Silence. Nothing, I said. Exactly. Because 3 days ago, during that windstorm, a tree branch snapped the line. It's still hanging down the pole. Your daughter, when she gets back in the morning, is going to try and call her grandma on that phone. She'll pick it up, realize there's no dial tone, and she'll run across the street to the neighbors, and she'll be hit by Mrs. Jenkins' pickup truck. The floor fell out from under my world. I didn't answer. I just dropped the phone and ran. Barefoot, wearing nothing but my pajama pants, through the snow and ice, across the yard towards the old oak tree. My wife was screaming from the porch, but I was flying. At the roots of the oak, I saw the hole. In the drainage ditch, blue with cold but alive, quietly sobbing, sat my Sarah. Sarah is fine. I saved my daughter. I saved myself. But you know what the creepiest part is? This isn't the end of the story. 3 days passed. I was cleaning out the glove compartment in the garage, and I found an old photograph my father had given me once. It was a picture of me, just a little kid, sitting next to some old man in a wheelchair. The old man had a gaunt, wrinkled face, but his eyes, they were alive. On the back, there was a note. Me and Jack at the fair, 1985. I didn't remember that old man, but then I looked closer at his hand. It was his left palm. Stretching across the whole palm, from the index finger to the wrist, was a long, jagged, old scar. Exactly the same as the one I have right now. I dropped the photograph. That old man in the picture wasn't just some stranger. It was me, old me. If that call saved us from a cycle of tragedy, then who is lying in that drainage ditch in the next loop?